Hey there, Neil Hibbert here with TechBargains.com, and today we're going to take a look at the Djay app for iPhone, available in the iTunes App Store for $4.99. What this app does is allows you to mix songs that are on your iPhone currently, and it does it in a nice little graphical user interface that looks much like what a DJ would be using at a club. So you've got your two turntables and you have a crossfader down here at the bottom. If you want to load in songs, the button right to the top left of each turntable will let you load in songs. And down here at the bottom left you have your play for each turntable. Next over this little dot is where you can set cue points, and the next button over is what allows you to trigger those cue points so you can start up a song in the middle of the track. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the options that you have when you are just playing one track. So you can do various looping as well as setting different EQ settings. So let's just take a look at that right now. So this little button down to the bottom right will bring up your settings so you can change the volume. If you want to bring in some more bass, maybe bring in the mid-range there. Now, you can also change and raise and lower the tempo for a song, and you can also sync it to the other track. So, if I were to press sync right now, it would sync to the track that's over there, and we've already done that. So both tracks right now are at 74 beats per minute. The last little tab over here is where you can set different looping options. So the first looping option is an automatic one, where it will do a set number of beats. Now let's take a look at that. So right now it's doing 8 beats, or excuse me, 16. So let's shorten it down. And you can see it's repeating there, and you can even go much shorter. You can also do a manual loop where you can punch in and punch out. And this allows you to kind of set whatever parts you want to loop. And lastly is the ability to loop, but then it will catch back up where you left, where you should be coming back to the song at. So this is a nice feature. Let's test out. So that's nice because you can throw in some, you can change the beat and the rhythm up a little bit. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at those different options, let's go ahead and see what happens when we throw in another track here. And again, they're synced up, so that should match on the tempo. Now you can also scratch, although you have very little room to do it here on the iPhone. So you can see that you've got some flexibility in how you want to mix songs together. Again, I could start looping the other side here if I wanted to. So let's go ahead and try that. And then it kind of comes back right where it should. Alright, so there you've gotten to see a couple of the options for mixing. Now let's take a look at the auto mix feature here and see how that works. This is basically has some preset transitions and some different timing that you can do. So you can set it to go at 5, 10, 15 seconds before the end of the song, and it will transition into the next song. So right now we've got it set up to do a reverse spin. So when this track gets towards the end, let's get towards the end here. it will spin this one back and then start playing the other one up here. And it should do it here at about 10 seconds. And you can see it spun it back and it changed the crossfader automatically so that it transitioned over here to the next one. Let's try one of the other. My favorite transition is the break transition, so let's try that one. And let's get towards the end of the song here. Nice little fast forward. So you get a nice little party-esque feel to your mix without having to do a whole lot of work. All right, well, we really like this app. Some of the things that we liked about it were this auto mix feature, which we could see using at a little house party or something like that. We really liked how easy it was to use. It's a very intuitive app. It's also very powerful. You really have a lot of the tools that a regular DJ would have, short of the full size, which you can get with the iPad app. We also really like the ability to pre-cue via headphones, so you can actually, if you get a couple of adapters, you can have it set up so you can hear one of the tracks in your headphones while the rest of the music is playing out towards the speakers. And again, this is one more option to get you closer to a real DJ setup. We also really like the sound quality of this app. There's very low latency, and we didn't have a whole lot of hiccups or anything like that. Some of the things we'd like to see them improve are you can't use DRM copyrighted music tracks that you may have bought off iTunes. So if you bought the Plus version, which costs a little bit more, you can use it. But if you just bought those 99-cent iTunes songs, you won't be able to load those in here. Also, the size of the screen here is pretty small, so scratching is pretty tough to do, especially with the two-fingered scratch, which is their auto beat feature, which will kind of scratch to a certain beat that it's detected on your songs. And lastly, you can export your recordings, and you can record any of your mixes right up here by pressing that and starting the recording. The only problem is you do have to hook it up to your computer and go into iTunes to transfer those songs onto your computer. We would like to see a way to wirelessly send them to your friends or maybe to some online accounts. Alright, well, in conclusion, we thought it was a very powerful and easy to use app. We could see DJs who are on a budget using this app, maybe at small parties or informal settings. And again, the only caveats we'd have are, if you have an iPad, you probably want to get the iPad version. And the scratching is a little, you got to get used to the scratching. You're not going to be turning any heads right away with the scratching. But overall, we really like the app, and we're giving it a 4.5 out of 5. If you like this review and you'd like to see more like it, please head on over to www.youtube.com/user/techbargains and subscribe to our video feed. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye.